Make sure our connection's good. Alright. Think we're starting to get the audio problems figured out. So, didn't feel super great about last week's game, so we're going to turn it up a bit this week. I feel like I say that every other week, but we should keep turning it up, raising the bar. So, IKORIA, so far, that's all of it. We've been focused here. I decided to plot out the players' paths and what they've traveled in red, and then paths we're gonna try and not force them into, but heavily nudge them into in yellow, and then plan along that yellow path. And if they go completely off track, it's okay. We can make up a lot of things. We have a lot of improv tools already set up in case that does happen. And there's a lot of set events that can just move. So, in red, we have where the party's been. Started way up here. They've gone kind of back and forth along this coastline for a while. Last game, they traveled down here, ran into the elven city of Alabastrum, got a ride across the river, landed, and then walked around this. I should actually adjust that. Walked around the river to where we ended. So, we ended with them hearing big, heavy footfalls. Dinosaur-like in nature. But we've left them with no clues as to what it is. What it is, or why it's walking towards them, etc. So far, they are about, I think I measured 20 miles. Let's see, distance. Yeah, they're about 20 miles from the coastline where they landed, as the crow flies. They've probably walked about 35 in total. So yellow is what we're planning on happening, where they're gonna go. For a prep, we have old prep from a while ago, new prep that builds off of that as to where we were, and that is when they started leaving, deafened the party figured it out. Once they figured it out, we came up with random encounters. They were supposed to go to this gem mine to find diamonds for lesser restorations to become undeaf. But I was completely ignorant to the fact that there is a cure blindness, deafness spell that the cleric has access to. So that was actually not as big of a hurdle and pretty easily hurdled. So we have Ketrian random encounter tables. Didn't do all three. We just have forest. That's fine. I don't foresee them going through open water for very long on this route. Biggest open water they're going to cross, at least in today's session, is going to be this lake, and they could, and most likely will, go around it. The only other time is towards the end of this session, right before they are leaving the plane, where they finally get to that extraction point. They may get onto the lake and go across it. How they get on the lake and what they use to go across it, I have no idea, but they might. It is a potential possibility. So, we have this big guy that I want to put in at some point. So, starting here. Large footfalls, breaking branches, leaves shuffling. Something's coming. We're going to have several Bronchiosaurus walk by. So we've built tension, relieve tension, it's not a big deal. Some just giant herbivores. Oh, right, there's dinosaurs here. This place is crazy. Okay, moving on. I'm gonna have a quilled monkey come up and kind of look at him. And this is just gonna have things feel like, okay, it's not all fucking dinosaurs, right? Like, other things live here. There are other things going on. So we got this funky guy is gonna show up and just kind of look at him, inspect him, you know, kind of do his monkey thing. Then we're gonna have basically a frog's tongue come through the canopy, and this monkey's gonna notice just in time before it goes to grab him. And the monkey, since it has porcupine quills, is gonna ball up in a bunch of quills. The tongue's gonna grab the quills, retract back into the canopy, and you're gonna hear a big loud roar. This is because it is attached to a megaraptor that has evolved some frog-like features, both in giant jumps and a long-range retractable tongue. So there are 3 megaraptors to start. The one is going to get angry after getting poked with these quills and introduce himself to the rest of the party and just kind of go all out and start attacking. Breaks through the canopy, uprooting the tree in front of it, showing that it's really big. It's a huge-sized creature. Bloodlust in its beady lizard eyes. Move to combat. They will probably start fighting it turn 1. Great. They think they can handle it. It's a big dinosaur. It's got a bunch of crazy things. It's got a frog tongue, and it's got a really, really mean bite. Party can probably handle it with ease. Until its 2 friends show up and come out of the trees behind it, wondering where the fuck it is and why it's yelling. All 3 are going to start attacking. At this point, I hope the party runs. I intend for them to run, but if they don't, that's fine. We will make them run one way or another. They'll probably kill the first megaraptor. Someone's gonna get hurt really badly. If they start shooting off fireballs, birds are gonna fly out, like they're making a huge ruckus. Great. If they end up just tearing apart this forest, this like chunk of forest jungle, which we made an encounter area just in case, so just so you see in the map, we're right around here. Get it? Cool. White triangle's the party. So if they just start like tearing up this area of the jungle, other bigger things are going to take notice and wonder what the hell's going on and come to inspect. Party landed about here. So other things from down under are going to start coming walking. Other things from up here are going to start walking down. Which comes to the big things. So, if they run from the raptors, there's 3 possible ways they can go. They can go back towards the coast, following the red line, back towards where they landed. We want to dissuade that as harshly as possible. So, they're going to need to move back towards the river, and we're just going to not physically cut it off, but we're basically going to cut it off. We're going to have these things called mud maws, which are basically big crocodiles that have tentacles where their jaw meets to like grab things and pull them into their jaws. There's going to be dozens of these things, and they're just going to be taking shots and eating things as stuff flees this combat, runs into the river, runs by the river. These things are ambushing constantly. So the players are going to get a heads up. Water's a bad idea. We might have to cross the water to get out of here the fastest way. Otherwise, you can go up and over the mountain and try and lose them in crazier terrain, which is what I'm hoping they do. Which would be the west path. West would be going through the mountain. See, they're like right around here. Going west, we'll go over the mountains. Fantastic. Likely we'll lose the Mega Raptors, but they will give chase. It should be like a fun, intense chase scene. West, they're gonna lose them. They're gonna see a Brachiosaurus get taken down by something. They're not gonna see what takes it down. Falls out of view, falls into the foliage. To the west, there are 2 mountain ridges. Actually, this is for south specifically. I don't need to give that. Cool. That's if they run south. So if they go this way and either take a left or a right, I'm assuming they're going to take a left because they know they have to go west to get off of IKORIA. So if they end up running south, trying to cross the river, that's one of the widest parts of the river. Like, their best bet is to try and like cross here, or go over the mountains and then try and cross, or just try and skirt this river the whole time. If they go south, they'll see the Brachiosaurus die. They'll lose the Mega Raptors. They'll give chase. Just enough to keep pushing the party further away from the elves and the coast and where safety was. Just get them into the wilderness, get them moving west. That is going to be the theme for tonight. Move west, move west, move west, move west. So yeah, mud miles will come up. If they move east, back towards the shore, whether that's cross the river here or go around and follow the red line. If they move east, even just for, you know, a few rounds, a few like 30 minutes in game, they're not going to see this thing. They're going to see a giant spine-covered beast bigger than this thing. Basically, like, wrap its arm around like stone, look around, and see what all the commotion is about. And that thing is going to show up and then start chasing. So they really got to get the fuck out of here. They cannot fight it. If they begin to fight it, someone is likely going to die. This thing's got slams, claws, bite, a tail sweep. Not as big as a tail sweep as this guy. This guy's also not going to be immediately aggressive. There is a chance that if they get a heads up on this thing, that those 2 gigantic beasts will meet and start duking it out, which then the party has to get away from or go through, because they're likely going to lead one to the other, causing a problem, and probably get stuck inside of a Godzilla versus Godzilla fight and have to not get crushed by impending chaos, which I think will be a lot of fun. If that chaos does not happen, if they don't get the giant spiky guy, this guy, chasing after them, I put in a little thing for our cleric. It's like a nature cleric. Where there's going to be a shard of a similar horn like this stuck in this guy's like thigh butt area under the horn. If it gets removed, which I'm going to kind of like pull on a little bit of heartstrings here, to have the cleric want to remove this shard. It's not huge, it's big, but it's not like undoable. If it gets removed, this thing's gonna give a huge roar. It's gonna give like a big wide tail sweep and then just like go away, right? So it got hurt, it doesn't know why, it can't see anything, it's getting the fuck out. It's not here to party. That'll be a cool moment for him. After that, they can continue moving north and west. I plopped that thing... Oh, I plopped that thing far away. Big green guy needs to be here. This red dude needs to be up here. Big green guy, I marked it just because of the green text here. That's him, big green, big pink. Boom. So, party goes over the mountain, sees this thing as they're on top of the mountain, sees it. Party comes around, they'll notice it eventually. Party crosses the river and keeps moving, no big deal. Ignore the encounter. If we need to, we can put it in later. Might never show up. They go north. They choose to go north and just get the hell out of here and avoid this whole area. Also fine. Mountains keep going. Finish the day. Next morning, change of scenery. Yeah. Change of scenery. Move on to 2.1. Boom. Great imagery. Moving along. Got some climbing issues to get through. Someone might fall and really hurt themselves. Good stuff. Just very evocative. Helps set that they're in a real place. I have a general plan that I'm working off as well. Which, once we're out of this immediate, they only have so many options kind of a thing. They get away from the Mega Raptors and they've chosen a direction to go. That's where a lot of improv comes in. So once they get out of there, we have visual cues. Let's see, number one, this, pretty cool. If they end up heading south to more dramatic mountains, just because I want to dissuade them from going that way, really dramatic mountains. Good luck getting through, above, around, over. Good luck. And there's a giant fucking thing covered in horns chasing after you. So, they make their way here. We move back to survival and adventuring mechanics. There'll be parts of the day, hiking, leading the way, mishaps for rolling poorly, just by random happenstance. We'll make it through. We won't make a big long thing about it. They then get to... If they kind of like wander this way, they'll get to number 3. I mean, I guess I could draw it in, but... It's really... Oop! Not the biggest deal. Could wander past the mountain, go towards the lake. Kind of a deal, right? They go towards the lake, we hit number 3. Number 3 is just the lake introduction to the lake. Boom. It's a tiered lake. It's waterfalls all over. It keeps going out. The mountains just keep going forever. Big rock structures. And it's just lush, and it just keeps going. They can go over the lake if they choose to. I don't know how they're going to get over the lake. They don't have a boat. They have no way of sailing. And only 2 of them can really fly for a minute, which isn't very long. Or 8 minutes. I forget. It might be 8 minutes. Still really not long enough. Like, they're going to kind of do that if they do a flight. 8 minutes. Oh, that should be locked. 8 minutes would get them across, like, the river to the other side. And then, you know, they're out over here, which is also okay. We have a little bit of plans for if they do that. Like, if they run south here, they lose everything. I expect them to come up through this way. If they don't, if they really, like, push it and come south and around, we'll figure out a way to, like, push them up this way. I've got Z1, just this, like, abandoned temple kind of thing carved out of the rocks. Super cool. They don't get to it, which I don't expect them to. Definitely going to use this imagery some other time later. Then they'll have to, like, come back up and around, and they're just taking the longest roundabout way to come about. They can also go through here. But Crag is going to start hearing kind of like a wind chime that comes at perfect intervals. And the closer he gets to number 8 here, the more frequent these intervals are going to become. So we've got a compass of sorts, and we have a latitude of where the extraction point's going to be, which is right here. So Tau and his Squire. Squire's going to drive Tau. Squire will drive Tau to follow the latitude, which also goes through number 8, which lines up perfectly with Crag, who has this compass beeping thing in his head, which is going to take him to number 8 anyway. So we have a lot of push, making them go northwest. So go around the river, come to number 4. We got some fun things planned for number 4. Number 4, we're going to introduce hunters. They were kind of introduced in Steamvale, the little town encampment way up here, which is where the party got their missions to go check out this place, picked up Knack, etc. In number 4, it's very lush. We've got imagery. Very, very lush, right? It's got waterfalls going through it. Super duper lush. In number 4, there are hunters. This large bull is gonna kind of like walk into wherever they're resting and just kind of like flop over, dead or unconscious. If the party goes to inspect or interact with the bull in any way, they're going to hear from the bushes where this bull came from. Don't touch it. If the party ignores it, a hunter's just going to wander in to their camp, not knowing that they're there, draw his bow, and then, engage that way. Like, this is going to trigger no matter what. There are 5 other hunters with this one guy who are hidden amongst the immediate area. Imagery of the hunter doing the thing. I guess it's a crossbow, not a bow, but they are going to be really short and kind of angry, not give a shit about the party, and tell them to go fuck off and die in the woods, right? Hunters aren't good people. Alright, so I guess that's not fun. Let's amend that. Let's say hunters are going to ask them. Hunters would be curious first. Let's write this down. Curious why they're out here. They looking to join. Can they catch prey? This is going to come across poorly with most of the party, plus most of the party is non-humanoid, which the hunters are going to dislike. So they wouldn't be asking to join. Why do you travel with beasts? Actually, they would assume that these guys are bonders because of the animalistic nature of half of the party. Okay, so actually, let's just get rid of that. Your bonders, not very good ones either. Attack. Um, he's gonna attack. 5 other people are gonna shoot through the woods into the party. They're hidden. They don't know about it. They're basically scouts using camouflage, and there's a like sniping mechanic in 3.5 where you can take a shot and then hide immediately and then pop back around and take a shot. If you succeed on a high enough hide compared to a spot, they can't tell where the arrow came. Like, they can tell a general area of where the arrow came from, but not where the arrow came from. Like, you can't even be blasting fireballs accurately enough. So they're gonna engage in combat. After they engage a little bit, a bonder is going to show up with a sky tiger, and this dude's gonna land, start defending them. This person will describe that they've been following these hunters for a while. They kind of, you know, kill for the fun of it when they get bored. Not a big fan. Plus, they hunt bonders and kill them on sight, basically. If not, they torture them, enslave them, and then kill them anyway. This one's going to show up. They're going to fight. Cheville, the werepuma, has been looking for bonders and the Bonder Society. He has not run into one yet. Here's his first one. Caster type on this giant winter tiger thing. Dope. They will have a town, which doesn't exist on the map, but that's fine. I'm going to put it at number 6. Bonders live in Scalecrest. Scalecrest is... I didn't put it in the file. Let me get a new one of these. Boom. This will be the... it's a whole town, basically in one structure, nestled in the woods. Actually, I might have a better image than that. We'll deal with that later. It may be that image. It may change by game time. We'll see. Bonders live in Scalecrest. There's like 2 dozen total. They can talk with them, have all that fun stuff. They're right by the lake, but they're not at the lake. Another image of the lake would be this. When they get there. This is by the Bonder's place. This is at 6, I believe. Yes, 6. If they travel along the lake, either above, below, or across it, they will see a floating little shrine out in the lake, with a boat, an empty boat. No one's there. No one's going to be there. No one's going to come visit. It's just there. In number 7, we also planted lore in X in case they don't go with the Bonder and they just continue on and they go through the mountains. They ignore the lake. They're going beelining to where Crag wants to go, and if they're trying to go along with the latitude, we'll plant this information in X or 7, so either way they can get this little bit of lore. In the lore, we're going to describe that these crystals were never in IKORIA in its history until an event occurred. People in sky ships who are living here somewhere brought the crystals. The crystals fucked everything up, made things grow crazy, made everyone angry. Great. Crystals are bad luck. Or they're bad news. Which is going to conflict with what Tao has been sent here to do. To a degree. He was told to like research and learn more about it. But now it's bad news. It went from good news, these are really useful, there's probably some good use out of these things, to oh shit. These might actually be really bad. So it'll put him in a nice like, which lane do we pick? I'm gonna assume he's really risk adverse as a player, so he's gonna be like, nope, bad. Bad, bad, bad. Probably just dump all his crystals right there. Take the information. It's going to be in like a book. He's probably going to take the book with him and leave. Then we get to 8. 8 is where Crag is going to get a permanent upgrade. He has listened to the voices in his head for long enough, which are a sentient group of constructs of another plane that made a connection with him way back to like episode 8, like the 8th game we've ever played, where he touched a meteor and made the connection. So, and we're in like episode 50 total at this point. He's gonna get here. I have a whole thing written out. It's gonna be a really cool cutscene. He's gonna come out a totally different Crag, and nothing will ever be the same again. I hope that Crag's player is totally cool with that, and I'm pretty sure they will be. They're pretty good sport about stuff, so I'm excited. Crag's been hankering for an upgrade. Alright, we get to 9. Oh, I'm sorry. 8 isn't the meteor. 9 is the meteor. This is the meteor. That's going to be Crag, way down there at the bottom. He's going to walk inside the meteor. And then the like meteor is going to like dissolve into Crag. It'll be great. 9's the meteor. I should remember that. We could put the Hunter's Lodge in 8 or 4. Coming back through, so 9 they get to the meteor, they do Crag's thing. After 9, they leave one of 2 ways, continuing west. Get to number 10, they get to like these crazy mountains. They're gonna have to cross over logs going over things, right? Good stuff. Then they come to, that's 10Y. So then they will come down. They will get to a road that just starts again. It's gonna wind back and forth. Did I not download? I guess I didn't. They get to Sky Shard, which is a pretty cool image. I knew I was going to include at some point in IKORIA. Didn't know when, but this is the thing. It's just this giant crystal chunk wedged in between rock formations. This will be the like initial the patient 0 crystal that then infects the rest of the plane with these crystals. This will be the first one. Legend has it fell out of the sky, all that good stuff. So they'll see Sky Shard here. We'll come back around. We'll get to the ending point, where if we've managed to get through everything all in one game, that's great. They will finally get to Grid Castle. This place. They'll just be coming over the ridge to see it. They won't get to it. That'll be where we end the game, and we'll figure out what the hell's here, how do they get out, where is Tau supposed to be, etc. And what happens after. Alright, that's pretty much the game. We've got 30 minutes. We've got 30 minutes until I start waiting for the players, and then we'll probably only get started at like 8:40, 9 o'clock again, even though we're supposed to start at 8. But we'll see you guys later. In like an hour, I'm assuming. Thanks for watching. Fingers crossed we can get the party to go west. Fingers crossed that they follow something close to these yellow lines. Fingers crossed I don't TPK them with a giant spiky boy. No promises though. I really hope they get to see that. We'll see how it goes. Alright. I will see you guys in a bit.